Grade A. Grade A.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Peso back with another episode of the Grade A Show. I got Mike, T-Top. Jeff is back here for another episode. Musa and Clips. What's good, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing good. How about y'all?
Good.
Cool. We back another week to talk, obviously, playoffs, man. I want to know where the hype is now. Before we get started, I encourage everybody to like the channel, continue to subscribe. Again, I'm going to thank y'all every single week for tuning in, sharing, subscribing, commenting. Keep doing y'all thing. We appreciate you guys, and we're going to keep things rolling. Where's the hype at now? What we starting with, Minnesota or Boston? Which one y'all want to do? Let's.
We in Minnesota now.
We are in Minnesota now. Timberwolves lose last night by what was that? 20?
At least like 22. Yeah.
No, they lost by more. Yeah.
29.
29. Yeah.
29. Where y'all at? I'll start with you, Mike. Where you at with Minnesota?
No, I still think they're gonna win the series and the finals. They right before they played Phoenix, they got blown out on the last day of the season and rattled off 4 in a row. It's one game. I think they'll be just fine.
Now that you say that, I just got to throw out there. You do say it's one game. I just don't think that it was fair. I'm not saying you guys, anybody on the panel was doing this, but a lot of people was out there, analysts and stuff like that, ESPN and all that stuff. Skip show, they was counting Denver out already just off of a 2-game evaluation. I just think it wasn't fair to Denver at all. I had Minnesota winning this series in 7. I do think it will still go 7 games. I'm gonna stick with that. I just think that people were jumping the gun off of a 2-game evaluation.
I think the reason for that, though, is because they lost 2 in Denver. So that's like, whoa. And now you got to go to Minnesota to try to win 2. But kudos to them pulling it off. I still think Minnesota's going to win, too. That's my evaluation. Probably going to go 6 games.
Musa, where you at with it?
I think most people, the media, had a right to react the way they did because how Game 2 went. They came in and got Game 1. Okay, cool. Let's see how the champions are going to respond in Game 2, and they got thrashed without their best defensive player, the defensive player of the year at that. So I can see where the mindset went. I never wavered. I think I knew Denver would come back out strong as champions. They have that type of pride. So I figured they will come out and eventually have one of those games where they can remind everybody why they are the defending champs. I think I had Minnesota in 6, but I think this might actually go 7. I think Minnesota's going to come out more aggressive next game, but if Denver still hits shots, I think it's going to be a closer game than people think. And I wouldn't be surprised if Denver makes it a Game 5 going into Denver. So,
and just to piggyback off of that, and I'll let you go, Clips or Jeff, but I think not only hitting shots, but playing with more poise and being more seeming more comfortable out there. Jamal Murray didn't seem as frantic as he did. And I think that Minnesota's defense, the first 2 games, kind of really shocked them. And things just turned the way it turned from there. But go ahead, Jeff.
I know at this point I'm kind of just thinking it's gonna be a 6 or 7 game series, but to your point, I think the analysis about this kind of went way too far in the other direction. Everybody's kind of like living in the moment with Ant, and he's a great player. They're a fantastic team, but like we gotta give respect to the champs as well. I think it's gonna be a hard fought series. I think Jokic like really responded the way that a superstar needs to respond in those types of situations with all the narratives like flying around. So I really can't make a pick between Minnesota or Nuggets, but I might give like a very, very slight edge to the Nuggets, just giving respect to the defending champs. But the Timberwolves are here, and if it's not this year for them, they're coming. So this is a fun series.
Clips, where you at with it?
I still got the Wolves in 7-6. I expected Denver to get 1 game. Depending on the next game, I feel like the Wolves is gonna come out. They're gonna come out aggressive. I need Anthony Edwards to like play with some pace, play with some energy. I do really feel like Denver might get the next game, and I'm gonna leave it. I think whoever is the first team to win a home game, they will steal the series. I still got Minnesota winning this series. I feel like they just gonna make a couple adjustments, make it harder on Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray got very comfortable and very early. He got going early. And we got to do something. They just got to do something about that. That little one-legged step back, they got to cut that off.
Not to cut you off, but to me, it did definitely seem like they were trying to be a lot more aggressive. I think just Denver, as Anthony Edwards has been saying, Denver punched back.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's all
Denver,
it is.
Yeah, Denver was being aggressive as well.
Do I think Denver come out that aggressive again? Yes, but the difference is now Minnesota's going to match that aggression, whether Minnesota just got punched right out of the way. You get what I'm saying? Like, they got punched and they could never kind of, like, catch back up. You get this game, next game, we're going to see Minnesota punch first, and then Denver's going to punch back, and we're just going to have to see who's going to win the dogfight.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Musa.
I would also say I was looking at some of the stats. I also don't think Rudy's going to get into foul trouble the way he did in the last game.
Yeah,
because that allowed them to control the glass more. Him have only 4 rebounds. I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think Minnesota's going to shoot 10 to 33 from the 3. I think a lot of things will be different. I just don't see the foul trouble being a bigger issue again, at least not in game 4. If I'm Minnesota, I don't think you should feel rattled. I think you should just be more focused for game 4. Handle business at your home court, because like Clip said, I do believe the team to win the first home game is going to win this series. And take care of home court in game 4, and you have to win in Denver again. And that's the tough part. Because at this point in the series, Minnesota has to look at themselves like, can we win a 3rd game in Denver? You won 2,
Right.
but can you win 3? And that's going to be the biggest challenge if they want to move on to the conference final.
How do y'all feel about Jokic winning MVP?
I'm not mad at it.
I don't like
I
it.
picked Shea. I picked Shea, but I'm not mad at it.
I don't like it.
Lucas should have got it.
He's the best player, but for what Shea did this year, man, I think he had like averaging 30 points for 50 games straight. I think he should have got that, and then leading his team to the first seed. Why not just give it to him? I'm tired of
Correction. He had at least 30 points in 52 games. Just want to
Yeah, it was like 52 games. Yeah.
No, not average.
But,
yeah. He actually had it, consecutively. Yep.
But I'm not mad at it because the seeding. I mean, yeah, they had a number 1 seed, but it was by 1 game. It
was a 3-way tie for number 1
Yeah.
seed. They just had the tiebreaker.
And to
Denver, not to cut you off, Peso, in Denver, Jokic. The reason why they didn't get the number 1 seed is because they lost that game against San Antonio before the last game of the season, which it took San Antonio to have a comeback game to win that game. because if Denver wins that game, they seal the number one seed, and then that that seals everything for Jokic to get the MVP. I'm surprised he got that many first place votes. Like I thought it would have been a lot tighter race between him and Shea.
And that's what I was gonna
Um,
say because that
ain't no
looking at the
ain't no
chart was
way hell
crazy.
Mike Luca should have won MVP. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
I'm being 100. They stole that junk from Shea, bro. I'm being around. I don't care about that first seed and bull crap because Jokic's first MVP, he wasn't the first seed. Uh,
And that was an outlier. To your point,
so I feel like we got to take into fact that Shea has been in OKC, and he's been trying to build that young core to what it is now. He's been helping that young core. Whether it's Luca, I mean, Joker's been playing with this phenomenal team for the last like 4 years. I ain't gonna lie. So I feel like we need to they should have held a little bit more stock into what Shea's doing over there in OKC because we haven't even seen a young core like this really play this together, play this great, play defense
since
the way they do
OKC.
since the last OKC. You know what I'm saying?
So,
So like,
I mean,
it's
but
yeah, but we
at
talking
the same
about
time, the record. That's another thing I think Peso Mike was going to ask is what is the what is the criteria for MVP? Because I feel like the last 5 years at least
the rules is
the
changing
the
every year.
criteria has changed a lot because
it's
typically
whoever.
when us were growing up watching ball, it was the best player on the best team to get it, and then there was rare outliers like you had the Westbrook because he had done something historical with a triple double average, and then I think Jokic's first MVP when they were the sixth seed, but I think he did something historical too, statistic wise. But in the race that year was kind of weak, other than him. So I feel like that was another outlier. And then I don't know. It's just the criteria each year, the narratives change every year. I feel like it's not the same every year, and that's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, I
But,
don't know. It
but
was
that's why I would give it to Shea because of that historical aspect. Like who does that, scoring 30 points in like 52 games consecutively and
The players
and
that average more points than him in the season.
and averaging 2 steals a game. I ain't gonna hold you.
consecutively?
And he's
It
at
wasn't consecutively. It wasn't consecutively. He did not score 30 points 50 straight games. It was throughout the 82 game season he done it. That was going to be my question to your point is what did he do historically that separated him?
I mean, for his team, most valuable player. I mean, granted, if you put Jokic on OKC, he would ball too. But I don't know. I'm tired of seeing Joker win it every year. Like, there's no
so
way.
so did
So
Joker
he
do
has the
something?
LeBron effect, basically,
So
is what you're telling me.
did Joker
Okay,
do something historic this year?
No
I
one
mean,
did.
Not,
I
not,
don't,
not,
That was my point.
but
But that was my point. No
I
one did
just
anything
don't.
historical, so it makes it a more nip tuck race.
I don't take anything away
It's
from
not.
Joker, but
I
I
just I don't feel like they made it seem like it was a nip tuck race. They made it
They
seem
didn't, which surprised
clear
me.
cut.
But and
and
that's the question we got to figure out
I'll
that
is
I'll
what
that
did they see
that's the only
that
thing that's
was
different with me. I'll let you go, Jeff, real quick. Is that I'm not saying Jokic didn't deserve it. Looking at the chart and looking at the numbers of how much far of a gap it was between him and Shy didn't make any type of sense to me.
and that's what we
And
I
that's
think
the
we all
thing. Not
agree.
taking anything away from him. I'm just shocked that that's how it was. It didn't make any sense. But go ahead, Jeff.
no, I was gonna say like that's a really good question that Musa brought up because
I
like
tried to look it up and I couldn't find really anything.
yeah, it's like what are we really like basing it off of? Like team success? Is it narratives? I know last year, technically speaking, Jokic had maybe just as dominant of a season as Embiid,
And that's
and
what confused me is that Jokic had a better season last year than this year, but didn't win it.
Mhm.
And
but
not
but it,
taking
it
away from
came up,
Joel
but it just
Embiid.
came up. You know what I mean? Like they're saying like, hey, voter fatigue. You know, like he's won it 2 years
The
before.
LeBron
Like they might
effect.
give it to him this year, and then now you're seeing it's having an effect this year where now like Shea's definitely deserving. Like like in my opinion, I think he's an MVP. He had a fantastic season. That's drawing fouls. He led the NBA in drives per game, driving to the basket per frequency, and field goal percentage. Second would be Luca in terms of just like total drives and percentage. So like they were just killing it in the paint. So if we're talking about like historical or just like really impressive statistics, I feel like that points in that direction. But I feel like Jokic kind of got it this year because of what happened last year. Like I don't even know if in my opinion, if Embiid was supposed to get MVP last year, he kind of just got it through
Because I
you
feel like
know,
he got snubbed the year
campaigning.
before that.
Yeah, he was
The year
campaigning
that he got
until.
snubbed, I believe, was Jokic's first
Yeah.
or
So
the
this year
second one.
he's
I
like
can't
they're
remember.
like here, damn, like here, take it, Jokic. You didn't get it last year because we gave it to Embiid. Here, damn, like sorry, Shea. Like maybe next time you'll get it. Like
Because
I'm not sure the
And
media
then
is really
next year
honest
Shea will
about their
get it.
process.
I can't
If he
even
holds
say
it
that
up,
for Shea because
He ain't getting
we
it.
don't
I'm
we don't
telling
we
you right
don't we
now.
don't know what's gonna go on next
I'm
next
telling
year with
y'all right.
everything.
I'm telling y'all right now.
I think he's going to be
Joel Embiid
leading.
might get it.
He not
He-
getting it next year.
I think he's
He
going to
ain't
be
getting it
leading
next
the
year.
Who is?
MVP race at the start of the season, though.
I'm putting my money on next year. I'm putting my money on Luka to get MVP next year. I promise y'all. He
I'm
getting
putting my
that.
money on Tatum.
Look, and that's the thing though. So everyone's playing about leading the team and wins. From since we've been watching basketball growing up, and we can assume that more times than not, the winner of MVP is a team player on the best team that has the best record, or some sort with that.
Once
Look
Russell
at Derrick
Westbrook
Rose
started
in
winning.
2011. Chicago won 60 games. We all know LeBron was a better player, and we felt LeBron should have won MVP that year. But they gave it to Derrick Rose, who had a great season statistically and had the best record on the team. I believe it was the same case with Steve Nash when he won his MVPs. So these are different examples. This is why in the past when we had this conversation, I always brought up Tatum because not because I felt like he should have won it, but based on history, the team with the best record and the best player typically would have won it. And for his team to be the best team all year, there was no in between gaps because in the West you had at some point Minnesota was the best team in the league in the West. Denver, hell, the Clippers I believe was the top three at one point. There was never that for Boston, and he didn't get any recognition. And I want to make it clear, I don't believe he should have won anyway. But that was just the consistent narrative they always had and criteria behind MVP, which
Mike,
it's been changed in the last few years.
Mike, I want to know, Mike, why do you think Luka? And I'm not mad at it. You know, I think Luka had a fighting chance. But why do you think he should have won MVP this year?
Just more like in Dallas, you got Luka and Kyrie there. I think overall the Thunder have more pieces around them than say Luka has in Dallas. I would rather see Shea have won it than Joker myself. I'm not saying that it's just Luka and then Joker. I would rather see Shea take it over Joker. But personally, I think when it comes down to MVP, yes, it's a team game. But when you have less pieces around you and you're just playing two-man ball, I think that factors into it huge, especially with the points per game that he put up this year on top of it.
I would agree with you, especially considering
because there's a good team there. In
OKC doesn't have the name brand names like Dallas has, but they have more. They've been together longer. They've been building that team a little longer, and I think yes, we know Shea's the best player on that team, but I think the biggest difference of why they took the leap they did this year was Chet. Chet was the most important piece on that team because they gave them rim protection and more spacing on the floor. Yeah. And then, of course, J-Dub having his improvement in the development.
Jalen Williams, that's a nice big three over there. Jalen Williams, Chet, and Shea.
It could be even more. Look at all the draft picks they got.
Yeah, Casey Wallace is good off that bench. Isaiah Joe's nice. And if Giddey he's going to be called Giddey until, anyway. If he can develop a jump shot, a consistent one, I think he'll be just fine because he gives me Manu Ginobili vibes. Not the player or talent. Let me clear that up now. Just in the role he can play for that team.
Does he have like one more year left on his contract now?
I think so. I forgot what year he drafted. 2021. He might. I could be wrong, but he probably does have one more year left. I think Dallas picked it up because of that trade deadline. The trades helped a lot.
OKC's stacked, man.
I didn't think Luka was gonna get it because they didn't win enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was surprised. I think he got into the finals just because of his statistics, which rightfully so. But I thought Ant-Man could have easily been one of the finalists for MVP this year.
Yeah. So looking at this chart, so Jokic had a number of first place votes for 79 votes to Shai's 15.
Damn.
That's kind of just what threw me off. But
who are these people voting?
second place, we got Shai over Joker 40-18. Third place, 40-2. Even though third place really doesn't matter. But Luka ended up having 4 first place votes. Giannis with 1. Then we got Jalen Brunson, Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards, Sabonis, and KD with 0. So,
I think a big thing that has to do with it is the media, the media's view around it, and they want to put it in a bigger market like Denver. They just won the championship. They're trying to build his brand up to make more money. I think it's solely a money move based off of this vote.
Denver ain't no big market. Don't be fooled, bro.
Denver's a pretty big market.
Nah, they really not. Technically, they consider a small market. Don't we? They just have big. They're one of the smaller markets that have big.
Yeah, but you got the Avalanche there. You got the Broncos
we're
there.
talking
You
about
got the
city,
Rockies there.
yeah.
It's a big sports town. Even though it's say a small market in the U.S., it's still a big sports town that brings in a ton of money.
Yeah, Denver,
especially now with Dion being at the university.
As far as the Mountain West, not really the West Coast, but the Mountain West. They're probably the biggest city out there between like Utah. We know Vegas and stuff is about to start coming up and all that, but
y'all notice how some of these media voters was mentioned. They've shared who they voted for just so they don't get expunged and all this because even they say he voted for Shea, but people say things and do others. Not trying to say he's lying or anything, but
this is
it's just crazy how big of the gap was. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a gap.
This is the same thing as the media all-star vote. I don't know if you guys remember if it was a year or two ago, but they didn't vote Joel Embiid as a starter in the media vote. As I said, I don't remember if it was a year or two ago, but that's
2 years ago.
It's the same thing as this.
I think.
Man, I would like to know, man. If y'all find it, man, let me know. If anybody else watching the show right now, let me know. Leave a comment down below. We would like to know what the hell the criteria is for this MVP vote and stuff, because it's a little concerning. And going into next year, I would just like to know what the hell we're really going to be looking at for MVP. But moving on, another losing team. The Celtics take a loss to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Which is not really surprising to me.
They don't win game twos at home. It's just I've came to live with it now.
It's a bad pattern.
I'll just say my piece and I'll let you guys go.
Here go the soliloquy. I'm waiting. I told y'all Boston is 6.
But I had the Celtics in 5. Let me just clear that out right now. If anybody watching, you guys remember, I had the Celtics in 5 games. I just didn't think they was going to lose at home again. But talking to Mike this week and hearing that point about the game 2 losses and stuff is evident it happened. It is what it is. I'm just tired to be complaining about the same stuff. I'm to the point now where if they want it, they'll go get it. It's not going to be given to them. They have to earn a championship this year, and it's that simple. If they go in to the next series against the Knicks with this type of energy, specifically on defense, it's going to be a lot tougher. Or the Pacers, I could agree. It's going to be a lot more tougher of a series than what we really think it should be. But going into finals with this type of energy, they're not going to win, and it's just that simple. I'm tired of talking about wanting to see more assertiveness and aggression from Tatum. Don't get me wrong. He's been doing, in my opinion, one of the best playoff runs he's had in his career as far as being aggressive. I'm talking about specifically stat-wise and scoring, but just being aggressive out there is one of the best that I've witnessed. But the laziness and just having more passion. I just feel like he doesn't really have passion. He might. I don't know the man, but what I see on the court from the eye test and when I see him talking afterwards, I hope he just develops some more heart throughout this playoffs. But I'm tired of complaining about the same stuff. I still got Celtics in 5 though.
Man,
yeah. Listen to what I was telling. All right, so I got. This is a side comment, right? I don't think Jeff. I don't think he was on the pod for this one, right? We did grit of a champion, right? so you say you just talking about effort and stuff like that. Do they got the grit of a champion?
Hell no.
Fuck no.
Well, I don't think anyone put them in that category.
I don't think so.
There was people who said that they should belong up there. I'm asking, do they got?
But that hold on. Let's contextualize that now. Yes, there's some people that said that, but that was in argument of having a Luka or Jimmy Butler up there when they didn't do the same Jack squad.
Yeah, they shouldn't be up there either.
But I'm
That-
gonna let
but
you.
that- but that-
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you continue though.
But that was the thing, and I'll let my bad clips. That was the thing was that you guys had a different definition. My definition of a grit of a champion was who has the grit to be a champion, who's not already a champion, who's out
Right.
there to have the energy, the aggression, the assertiveness, the passion to want to go out there and win it. Like Anthony Edwards, I think has a grit
That
of a
dog in
champion,
them.
but he hasn't won yet. And that's
But-
just that's my definition off of it.
Yeah, but if that's the case, and I'm gonna throw a lot of the clips in that because I think Clips gonna say what else about it. What I'm thinking. If that was the case, right, then go ahead, Clips.
AD should have been up there. Kevin Durant should have been up there. And now
Kevin Durant.
to have my question is to you guys: to have grit of a champion, don't you have to at least have been there, made it to the finals? Like we can't say Anthony Edwards has the grit of a champion if we don't even know if he got what it takes to make it there. You get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
He's showing it right now, though.
I
No,
get,
he got that dog.
I get what you're saying.
Being
I
a
get what
dog
you're saying.
and being a champion are two different things.
Like you see how Denver came out in Game 3. That's a grit of a champion.
Okay, for example,
Yeah.
right? You know how on Colorado, Dion got dogs, then he got his captains. There's two differences. Grit of a champion and a grit player are two different. To me, to have a grit of a champion, what the hell is the balloons in the background?
I was wondering what was that going on.
That just messed me up. But to me, to have the grit of a champion, you have had to at least made it there once. You don't have to win because it's hard to win in the finals.
They say your takes hitting the money clip, so you had to
You
get
know
the
what I
balloon.
mean? That I don't know who threw the balloons up there. That was a good prop. But I feel like you have had to have made it there to have a grit of a champion. Just being honest.
So
I
are you
think-
saying that if you haven't made a finals team,
You're
Oh,
not.
it's the conference finals.
You're not.
Yeah.
No. For me, it's the
For me.
finals. For me, it's the
For him,
finals.
it's the finals.
Grit of it. You can't have. I'm sorry. Like you can be a dog player and never make it there. You're still I'm just like, are we rewarding people? Are we gonna be like, yeah, Jimmy? Like, if you played in the NBA, you never made a finals, but every day you come out there and you ball hard, they're gonna just say, yo, he's a dog. You're like a Russell. You're a high energy player. You give 100%. You're Russell Westbrook. That doesn't mean you really have the grit of a champion. You had to have been there to for the champion part of that name. You know what I'm saying?
So maybe we should take the champion out of it and just said he has the grit.
Yeah. There we go.
He has the grit.
There we go.
I get what you guys are saying though. But
as far as the Celtics,
But
if they
Tatum's
don't-
not that. Tatum don't have neither.
yet don't this is
They don't have what?
yet.
The grit or the grit of a champion.
towards their definition, he has the grit of a champion. 'cause
Yeah,
he's been there.
yeah, because
So-
he's been there.
I
He's
can't
been
get mad.
there.
I can't get mad of why
He has the grit of a champion. He don't have the
When the lights get bright,
our
you don't
grit.
see
Like
Tatum.
you get what I'm saying? Like when
What?
like
That's
the,
cap.
the grit that we're looking for
I don't
is
like the finals he had
that
against-
blood in the water grit. You get what I'm saying? Like there's just certain players at certain times where like when they see blood in the water, they turn it on and they just look ultra aggressive, exceptional. They have the goat, like you know what I mean? He's not that.
I
I'm
just
a-
don't
let-
think
let's
that's the
let-
term we should put under Tatum. Because when we
Yeah,
talk about grit,
Clips, what's
and-
your assessment? Hold on, go ahead, Pace. My fault.
no, when we're talking about grit of a champion, based off of you guys' definition, it's mainly because he's been there. But the grit specifically, he doesn't have.
So
Right.
for me,
The only thing Tatum's doing
For
is
me,
beating
Pacific-
in the water.
So for me specifically, I'm only putting champions in that category when we went to that episode. That's why I didn't have a Tatum there. That's why I was mad we didn't have AD and KD in that category. Like that
They
was
should have been
blasphemy.
up there.
But that was my take. I want to hear Clip's assessment on the game 2. And then I wanted to ask T-Top a quick question because he said Tatum, when the brights get bright,
I
he
just think-
folds. That's
I-
not true. But
I just think he does like what it is. What to me, what separates Tatum from everybody else, and I'm being 100. He just don't look like hungry enough. You get
Just
what I'm
say it,
trying to
he's
say? He,
Just say it.
I'm not
Say it, dude.
like he's soft, bro. I'm here like
Yeah.
he's soft, bro. Like,
He's a
and
Vic.
it's not a bad. Like, can he get grit? Like, yes, I feel like he can get grit, but right now he just too pretty. Like, his game is pretty. If the jumper ain't falling, he not finna put his head down and go to the basket five straight times. Like, it's not happening.
He's just gonna complain to the ref.
And
well. That I mean, if we're watching the
doing
game,
that. He's been doing that.
I agree, Clips, but
Yeah,
he
me
has
too.
adjusted his game to get. He's been had 11 free throw attempts in what the 3 quarters last game.
Mhm.
He
And
was
stuff.
the only guy to the line in the first half, I think.
So
So
I
Celtics shot, I think, like 14 free throws. Tatum had 11 of them.
agree.
He was the
with
only
you,
one getting to the line.
but you know, I agree. I agree. But go ahead.
That's-
Go ahead.
to me, that was just that. Okay, in an 82 game season, like we're not like okay. That one game separates. So that one game separates a whole season of him just shooting
No.
side steps
It doesn't, but I
and-
also don't.
Go ahead.
It doesn't, but at least for me, I don't have the rebuttal to that 82 games thing. I'll have to look it up.
I mean,
So-
just off of the eye test alone, I mean, Tatum has gotten.
He's developed his game. Yes, I'm
Better.
not saying he hasn't. He's gotten better. Yes, but
But he doesn't hunt like
what 3?
he doesn't hunt for the shot.
He's
Like
still.
his
This
role model is Kobe, right? I don't see that Kobe in him. Like,
is.
But
he
you're not,
never-
because
he ain't
nobody
never
gonna be Kobe.
But this is just
Right.
what it is. Tatum he still has the same mentality since he's been in the league. Let's just call it what it is. He needs to develop a stronger IQ of the game, a
there we
mental,
go.
and
There
that's
we
just
go.
what it is.
There we
I
go.
think the talent and the skill set is there. Can't nobody say it's not. But I think the mentality is what's causing the lack of
He
efficient.
got writer's block.
Progression. Yeah. There we go.
got
You
that-
said it. You said it for me.
I wouldn't
You
put
got
it
that
all
writer's
on him.
block.
I wouldn't put it all on him though. Look at the organization in general. You had Brad Stevens who failed as a head coach, and you gave him a promotion. Like, come on now.
Wait. Okay. So, in what way did Brad Stevens fail?
He was
Yeah.
about to get
Yeah.
fired that year. He finished in 7th. I'm not saying he was a bad head coach, but he didn't get him to a championship.
But
He didn't win a championship. He was
Weren't
going
there
to get
injuries
fired.
that year?
Huh?
Well, the plan was to have Brad Stevens take over Danny Ainge because remember
Yeah.
Danny Ainge was looking to get out of there.
He was never
like
gonna.
a year or two before when Brad Stevens was there.
Brad Stevens was never supposed to be he was never gonna remain coach regardless.
But going off of the topic of you saying that it starts with the organization, that I completely agree with, and I'm not taking everything away from Tatum and giving him an excuse, but the development. Like a skill set and being on the court and doing your thing and being who you are on the court is different from a mentality thing. And I think the people that has been around him, the organization could have, I don't know, I can't really put it into words, but could have maybe intensified that. I feel like him and Mazzulla or him and Brad Stevens were,
Yeah,
too buddy, or Tatum was just more so like to himself. To hear that him and Brown was the first time they worked out this summer since they've been together was kind of odd to me. And I didn't really quite believe that because I've seen them work out before.
Nah. I believe it. I believe it.
I believe
But,
it. That's
but
crazy.
that, and
they don't look
that's,
like they're boys.
and this is the point I was gonna let everyone else go, but Pacer brought us something that I was gonna get to my argument about. I disagree with y'all both, you and Mike. It's not on the organization. You either got that mentality in you, or you don't.
Or you don't.
You can't teach that.
I'm just saying the organization factors into
And
it.
that-
I'm not
I'll
saying
let you-
But
I'll
the
let you know.
organization has given Tatum everything he needed. He
I
got
agree.
drafted into a great situation.
I
He
agree.
developed into a great player, which is self-development as well as organization, just like Jaylen Brown did. Because people forget Jaylen Brown got drafted. He was pure defense and slashing. He had no jump shot.
And he came off the bench.
Tatum came in. He had some skill, but he needed to be polished. And he needed to put on weight. He done all of that.
I
They
agree.
drafted pieces around him. They traded pieces to get around him. So the organization did everything they can to get him in that position. Him as a mentality needs to get over that hump. And it's like I said in the chat, I think he's going through that same LeBron phase and LeBron's first stint in Cleveland, where he's just thinking too much. he needs, and that's why I think it doesn't. I think they need to bring a player that has that dog mentality, and someone I think that can help that. Y'all not gonna like the name I'm gonna say, but just hear me out.
Draymond.
Beverly,
Oh, Pat Bev.
Pat Beverly
Yeah, I can see
will
that.
unlock that dog mentality. Cause that's all it is. Cause Brown has it. The difference between Brown and Tatum, I always said, was Brown has that mentality.
He don't got the
Tatum has the
moves.
I
He got the
mean,
Tatum
game.
has the game.
Marcus
Mhm.
Smart slightly
Right.
did it when Udoka was there.
Marcus Smart ain't
With him
ain't there.
with him and the addition of Udoka, specifically in that Brooklyn series, you've seen it all.
Now Udoka, I would agree, but I don't think Smart was like Smart and Beverly is different levels of that
No.
dog. Like,
Yeah, clearly, but I'm just saying with them two combined with Smart and Udoka, specifically that Brooklyn series, you've seen it in all the players and how it flourished onto everybody. Everybody had that mentality specifically, and when, like I
I
said,
agree.
I completely agree. The organization is not at fault for this at all because just like we say all the time, and we know we have differences when it comes to coaching. At the end of the day, the coaches, I give some type of credit, but at the end of the day, you're the player that's producing on the court. The organization could put in place whatever they want. If you don't have, just like you said, that mentality, what are we talking about here?
Yep.
You can have it all you want.
I think they should utilize him better too, because I
Yes.
think his
In
best
between
role,
game.
his best role is being a role player. I think because if he can get 10 assists, 10 rebounds, and 20 points a game, that's his sweet spot. He shouldn't be taking more than 10 to 15 shots a game. When you try to make him the star shooting left and right, though, I don't think that's the best role for him. I think he hinders your team in the long run. He'd be better if he had a number one guy above him and he was the number two on the team. I think that's more of his role. He's not an alpha.
I disagree with that last part. I think he can be the star player on the team, the number one. I think to your point, they got to just utilize him better. I think what Udoka had him do, play an in-between game, along with how he's playing right now, just being more aggressive will benefit him more. Because I feel like he lives around that three-point line too much. And it's not just him, it's the team itself. And when he's aggressive and he's playing in between, it opens up the offense for him and as well. That's why I like them having Porzingis, because Porzingis allows him and Brown to get easier looks at the rim or shots, and that gives them more rhythm in the game. I just think he's not in rhythm offensively. And that him rolling his ankle against Miami, I think, is a bigger role than what is being put out there. Because, with Boston, there's no excuses. But I think him rolling his ankle against Miami, and he rolled it pretty bad, it might be hindering him a little bit. But let's be honest, y'all. No one cares.
Really gives a shit about
He
that.
can half-ass against Cleveland like he did in Miami. He can half-ass next round, and if they go advance, it don't really matter. If he do this in the finals, that's when he's gonna feel it.
I don't think he's getting there.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. What you got? Real quick. I just want to bring up while we on the topic with the adjustments and stuff. Missoula did make a good adjustment. I don't know if y'all noticed, but when Tatum plays that free throw line, kind of how Porzingis did when he's in the lineup and stuff like that, that opened up the offense a ton. Specifically in game one, they refrained from it. Game two, which I was confused about, and then they had specifically Brown and White at the top of the key, Tatum at the free throw. That worked out a lot for that offense, made things a lot easier. And I don't understand.
Even on defense, they use Tatum. They've been using Tatum a lot like the 5-man. Even though Horford's at the 5, but they've been using Tatum at the 5 a lot. And he's been the primary defender on most of the players. He's been the primary defender on LeVert, Mobley, Mitchell. So he's been taking those assignments. Like I said, he's doing everything he needs to do. He just has to get his rhythm on offense.
Go ahead, Jeff. Want to hear your hot take, man, on the C's, man.
Man, it's too early in the series right now. Like right now, you guys, I'm just gonna be kumbaya. Like like things are good. Things are good.
Yes.
Things are good. Like right now, like I won't say nothing negative about the Celtics. Like I said, Celtics in 5 or 6. We're on pace for that.
I need tough criticism. You can't come on here and tell me you ain't got nothing harsh to say about the Celtics because
if we lose tonight, that's a different story. But right now, I'm gonna pretend that Tatum is resting his ankle. He's hurt. he's hobbled right now. He's not feeling good. So
See,
Delusion.
that's bullshit. That's
good job,
bullshit.
Tatum. He's trying
You
his
sound like
best.
one of them Celtic fans that be
Like,
calling in 98.5.
I'm drinking the green Kool-Aid right now. He's trying his best,
Yeah, green
Pass
team
to
of
Derek
Jeff.
White. Pass to Derek White. Let Derek White and Peyton Pritchard lead you to the win, Tatum. We don't need you right now. We need you for the finals. He's waiting. So I have a question.
Honestly,
I have a question to completely sidestep that. Could literally, like, if I go in on Tatum today, it's just
You're gonna
not
regret it if he wins tonight. If he drops
Nah,
50
I'm not gonna.
tonight.
I promise I won't regret it. I promise I won't regret it.
honestly, if
But
they don't
it's just
shoot
not
8 for
time.
33 from the three and they play some damn defense in the second half, they don't get mollywopped the way they do. I feel like they
I
lost
get
that game in the third,
Yeah, they don't like playing defense.
And that's the thing that
which is
it
weird because
kinda-
they're the top three team in the league in defense.
it
Yeah, but look,
confused me.
that's an inflated stat.
The statistics was a lot different than actually visually watching the game on the defensive end from them guys. They just didn't care.
Right.
Guys were setting pick and rolls. Nobody was fighting behind screens. Al Horford was letting guys drive to the lane and not even putting his hands up, getting wide open threes left wide open. It just it didn't make any sense to me. And this is why I everybody keeps talking about the press conference with Tatum and stuff like that. And I agree with what everybody is saying from specifically that press conference. The way you're talking on the mic, it shows on the court. It's the same energy that you're bringing. So to me, that's just who he is. I hope he develops as a young man into this league continuously to maybe change that. But that's just who he is as a person. He's a very cool, calm, and collective, pretty for the camera, as Clips would say, person. You see the difference between Jaylen Brown on the microphone versus Jason Tatum. You
Like,
know, so
to your point, Peso. Jason Tatum after the game 2 loss. We didn't have an MVP. We only had 2 All-Stars. You say we're a super team, but we didn't get rewarded like we are. This is in response to losing a game in the playoffs. And Edwards, Edwards after his loss, he says this.
Wait. Say that again. Say that again.
Oh, yeah. No, let us think in. Let us think in real quick. He said, "We didn't have an MVP. We only had 2 All-Stars. You say we're a super team, but we didn't get rewarded like we are during the season." And Edwards after his loss, he says this. "I'll take the blame for this loss. I came out with no energy. I came out flat." That's accountability. That's accountability right there. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, okay, like it's a make-miss league. What does that mean? You're the best player on the team. You're gonna live with Derek White and Al Horford and all the great role players that we have on our team taking shots when you are the best player. Like, whether you like it or not, you're the best player on the team, so you gotta show up like it.
You know what it is? That man, you know what that sound like? That he wanna keep calling for help. That boy, when he said I ain't got an MVP, he won an MVP. He won it, and this is to Mike's point, bro. This is what you just Mike. This is what you just said. He ain't no number one. He calling for a number one.
Yep.
That is you calling for help. We don't got an MVP. We got 2 All-Stars. Boy, stop acting like you.
I don't think he's calling for help on that.
I think it was more so on the award standpoint, which is I don't know why he would say that, but
I think he's just trying to say
like we didn't get no awards.
I just think he's trying to say like, yo,
that's a
sad. Y'all are putting out there that we're the super team when we're just
we didn't get none.
Good team like everybody else because most super teams get X, Y, and Z.
That is a sad response to a blowout loss, bro. We are not
no one is agreeing with that.
We don't have our MVP. Boy, you are supposed to.
I got him winning an award. I think he'll be on the All Cancun second team.
Mr. Bezos, what did he say?
No, that's not what I was going to say. So that's not what he was. That's not what you're saying. What you're perceiving as is not what he was putting out there to be.
You don't know that. Saying. You ain't that man. You don't know what he meant by that.
He literally said it.
Hey man,
I'll say this last piece, and then I'll keep it kumbaya.
We Celtics don't have an MVP.
We lost in the finals to the Warriors, right? We all remember back then what Tatum's star trajectory was in the league. You know, like the league really it was in his hands. We had a bad finals. It's cool. It's your first finals. We're gonna regroup next season. Lessons learned from the finals. What happened the next season? Disappointment in the playoffs.
You're missing a part though, because even when they lost in the finals, he was getting scrutinized. before the offseason. So we gotta add that because him and Brown got crucified with all those turnovers they was saying,
Well
and
deserved.
they led the exact. No one's saying that it was not deserved, but to Jeff's point, he was saying he had the league in his hands leading up to the finals. They lost the finals. They put him on this pedestal going into next season.
They
That's
put him on
not
a pedestal.
really true the case because they scrutinized the hell out of him and Brown, how
They
they played
definitely
in that series.
scrutinized him. But like that's what comes with being a superstar, though. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you just gotta take that type of tough love. We ended up going 6 games with the Hawks. That's when I knew last year in the first round. That's when I knew I was just like, I know we're gonna win the series. That's why I know we're gonna beat the Cavs this year. However, like there's just a way like how you handle one thing is how you should handle everything else. And
The energy that Tatum brought, talking about every time I'm on the floor, I think I'm the best player on the floor.
show me.
We going off of that. That's what we
So,
going off of. That's a different take than what you give to the press
And
conference
you
after
turn
losing the
around
game.
and
and
I
say,
agree.
we don't have an MVP. We have, bro. Stop playing with me,
Like
bro.
he's
If
not even
anybody
top five
else,
MVP talks
Did
right
anyone does
now.
if
anyone know
any,
the question that was
No.
asked him
if
prior to that answer?
if anybody else say a
No.
statement close to that, boy, we are super. We are shunning their ass. Stop, like,
Yeah,
no,
based
bro.
off of that response, I just think, and again, I don't know why he said it like this. I just think it was um him. Whatever the question made, it probably was like, you know, you guys have such a super team. And he's just like, hey, well, we only had 2 All-Stars this year. Nobody won Coach of the Year, MVP. And just in response to whatever how the question came. Um, but I just don't think that he should have either moved
It
on
wasn't
or
the right
talked about the
time to say that.
game. Yeah, he should have just moved on from that question. But yeah, I'm tired of complaining about the same stuff. I got the Celtics winning tonight. I still got them winning at
Season
5.
5.
I'm on the
But
same wave as
I
you.
mean, they're a better team on the road than they have been in home
listen,
since 2021.
and I think
So
Draymond said it best. There's a time clock when you have when you're a superstar in the league. He said it perfectly. You have one foot in the door when you're a superstar in this league. You got to step your other foot in the door to really cement that. And you got a time clock that's clicking. And Tatum, with all the Eastern Conference Finals he's been to and all that stuff, Draymond Green specifically stated that
That clock is ticking.
everybody's
yeah,
expecting you to win, and your clock is ticking. You got Anthony Edwards, Shea, Luca coming soon, but later. If you don't win it this year, then the window's closed. Everybody's moving on to everybody else. He still has a chance to possibly win, of course, in the future, but people are going to be moving on from you as far as being the face of the league, like we was talking about you. Golden State Series the year after that, and a little bit this year and stuff like that, which is what I agree with.
whoever thought Tatum was going to be the face of the league, they must be smoking because I'll never. No,
I mean, at one point, everybody was saying it.
not
One point.
I, not
So-
me, because I never thought he was going to be the face of the league. I honestly thought it was going to be a European if I was being honest with y'all. Which I said that in the past when we had the episode about that topic.
Do y'all think Tatum like wants to be the best player on that team? Do you think he wants it that bad?
Yeah, but he wants it handed to him.
I think he wants it, but he doesn't know what it takes, or he might have stopped working hard when he like got that startup very early.
Yeah, he wants the fame, the accolades, but he doesn't play like it. Again, the mentality is not there.
You said so, Jeff. You said what's Tatum's go-to move? It's that
Like Luka's playmaking. Jokic is playmaking, dominant inside scoring, but he could score all over the court. What is it with Tatum? Like,
what's his elite skill? I know.
what's his elite
His
skill?
3-level scoring.
Yeah, he's a
His ability to create shots.
Yes, shot creating 3-level score. He can score from all 3 levels at an elite level. He can get to when he got his mindset. I think everyone would agree he can get to the rim at any time he wants.
His elite
He has the
unefficient
mid-range.
level.
At an elite level when he's consistent, though, because
That's what
he's
I
not
said.
Well, that's what
consistently elite at it.
that's what we're
Elite
speaking of.
inefficient level. Yeah, his elite scoring from an inefficient level. Yeah.
Because when he really got his mind made up, he can get to the rim anytime he wants. We know he got a money mid range. He can score from the post. He can shot create for himself, and he can shoot the 3. Now we all know we would like him to do 3 a little bit less, or take a less 3 attempts. But his elite skill will be 3-level scoring.
Does he know what his elite skill is?
Fuck
Yeah.
Does Tatum know? Or is he still
Fuck
forgot his
no.
spots right now?
Fuck
Yes.
no.
If he didn't know that, he
Fuck
would have had
no.
average 30 in the
Fuck no.
season, he would have averaged 27 this year. I think he does
Fuck
know his
no.
weak skill.
I don't think so.
My concern with Tatum is this, and I don't know like how y'all feel about the Celtics. Like if everybody here is like a Celtics fan, like diehard or not. I love the Celtics. I sound like I'd be hating, but I love the Celtics for real. However, when I see Tatum go off, as a fan, from my perspective, I'm not gonna speak for anybody else. When I see him play, I'm just like, God, I hope he makes these shots. Every time he takes those shots, I'm just like, damn, that shit looks that looks hard. I'm like, damn, that's a tough shot. And when it goes in, you're like, yes,
Yeah.
oh, this is the night that Tatum is
But
cooking. And he's
I
hitting
feel like that with
both
Brown
threes from the
too
top of the key.
sometimes because
But he's a
Yeah.
27% 3-point shooter.
but
He's
I
a
feel like
27%
that with Brown
3-point
too
shooter.
because when you watch them play, it just be like, yo, y'all can make it a lot
That's what I was
easier
gonna
for
say.
yourself.
It's not just Tatum; it's the
It's
whole
not,
team.
yeah, it's not. But hell, it's not even just
That's
those two
facts.
players alone.
It's
It's
the whole
just
team.
when you watch certain players play, it's like, yo,
Everything,
y'all make it
even
really more difficult for yourselves than it is. And I
even
think
the first,
Gilbert Arena said it too.
even
Like once they unlock that, where all right, let me just get to my spots and boom, work from here. It took LeBron to get to Miami to like, all right, let me learn how to just get to my spots. That's not making it difficult for myself. That's when they will fully unlock their full potential. But yeah, I feel like I agree with you. They just make shots difficult for themselves when they don't have to be.
It's good to have tough shot makers, but it would be nice if they knew like what spots they could get on the court every time to get that shot off, like when we need it.
and you see the difference. Like, and y'all could attest to this. Watching every other playoff game, when we talk about Shai, Luka, Kyrie, Jokic, Anthony Edwards, everything just they playing with a lot of intensity, but everything just looks smooth. Everybody's getting into their spots where they want to get to, taking good shots, and the Celtics is just everything just looks difficult. Even the first two games where Derek White was going off, like he was making a lot of difficult shots.
Yeah,
I
I think that's
understand what
also
Jeff's
that also
saying.
goes to play style too.
And,
I
and players
understand what Jeff's
players
saying
don't
when
Not
he's
mind
saying,
just
like
that.
waving him off, like as the top dog on the team. Like I never hear players like, yo, like he's special. You know, like I don't ever hear players saying like, yo, like he's the hardest working guy on the team. Like that you want to hear like Drew Holiday, Jalen Brown don't even be like gassing up Tatum like that. To be honest, in his mind, he might think that he's the top dog and he's just deferring to Tatum. And Tatum, I think Tatum's a better player than Brown. I think we all think so. Well, it's up to Tatum to put that up on the court.
He has
On
better
the court,
skill.
he has better skill. Brown has better mentality. If Brown's mentality wasn't Tatum, it might be a different story.
Tatum's the better player in my opinion. Tatum's the better player.
I agree
would
with
you
you.
go
Sir.
to him? Would you go to him in the clutch? My thing is, I understand what
No.
Jeff's saying. Like, what's your go-to move? Can we trust Tatum in the clutch? Like
Absolutely not.
And you
That's
trust
been
Jalen
proven.
Brown in the clutch?
20
I'd
seconds
rather have
left, you
him
need
than
a bucket.
Tatum.
20 seconds left.
The ball needs to go
This
to
is the same
Derek
person
White.
y'all said.
Yeah,
This is the same person.
that's
This
it.
is the same
Derek
person
White
that
for
used to
sure.
scrutinize and not having left
Eric
hand.
White.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Okay.
And
Sorry, Musa. Go ahead.
Me?
Musa, what were you saying? Yeah, my fault.
I was saying because I like going to either one of them to be clear in the clutch, whoever got the hot hand. But to Mike saying I would easily take Brown, this is the same person we used to scrutinize for not having a left hand, which I believe he improved his handle. But
Yeah.
I'd
it's
rather
just-
have Pritchard
it's-
take the last shot than Tatum.
I think in the last 20 seconds of the game, the person that should be bringing the ball up at least is Derek White. I think he's the smartest basketball player on the team to make the right decision and the right read. He doesn't have to take the final shot, but I think because the Celtics have yet to face any adversity this whole playoff run or any critical moment in this playoff run where they're fighting down to the last minute of the game.
Right.
I would hope and I would like to see Derek White bring that ball up, Tatum and Brown playing off the ball, and maybe them getting the shot off of an assist from Derek White, or even a Drew Holiday, or even like Mike said, a Peyton Pritchard.
I will say Tatum has been making a lot. Because I want to get up to this Boston stuff. I'm tired of talking about them. He has improved a lot on making his playmaking decisions, especially on the double team in the high post. So you're playing on offense with the free throw line. That has been improved vastly, as well as Brown improving his handle. And I feel like give Brown 5 dribbles or less, and he can do whatever the hell he wants.
He's the best player. He's the best two-way. He's the best, probably offensive guard under 4 dribbles
Facts.
to the basket. You give him 3-4 dribbles, he could do anything he want on anybody.
I don't know if he's the best, but
He takes more than 5-6 dribbles. That's when he starts fucking up.
I don't
We've
think he's the
seen it.
best, though.
I think he fuck up because he
I
think
gotta
of
think
the
about it.
move.
Yeah.
I feel
The
like
be-
he's a player that think of the move instead of letting the game come to him. He get the ball and he sit for a second and he think of the move he want to do and then don't work out at times. Just like
So
you
let me
just
let me
said.
not say the best, but after once they get past half court, he's probably one of the best offensive guards under 4 dribbles once they get past the half court line in
Okay.
transition
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I got Celtics on tonight. I got them winning.
One
I'm
last thing.
indecisive. I'm indecisive
You
right
gotta
now.
remember, hard work will always outshine talent.
That's a fact. I mean, it's just true. OKC and Dallas. Dallas finally won their first game. Well, no, the series is tied 1-1.
Mhm.
1-1.
My apologies. I ain't gonna say finally won, but shout out to them. How do y'all feel overall about that series? Shea versus Luca,
I
Kyrie,
got
Jalen Williams.
it ain't Shea versus Luca. It's Shea versus the Mavericks. I keep trying to tell folks. Luca has not been playing well this playoffs. He has don't let the box score fool you.
No defense.
He has been inefficient all. We talk about Tatum being inefficient. Luca has been very inefficient this whole postseason run so far. I think he's been held under 20 points 3 or 4 times this playoff run so far. Shout out to PJ Washington. I'm happy he got out of the Charlotte because the role he's playing in Dallas is perfect. I think this is gonna go 6 or 7. I have Mavericks in 6 though. Bruh, you ain't gonna put him on the big screen.
I thought you were gonna get in your bag.
Yeah,
My
I got
bad.
them in I got them in 6. I believe I think it's gonna come down to the bigs in this series, the front courts.
You say you
Shea
have
gonna,
Mavericks in 6?
yeah, I have Mavericks in 6. It's gonna come down to the front court, I believe. Controlling the glass, Shaq being dominant on offense. Shea gonna do what Shea gonna do. I hope this is a long series. I want to see how OKC plays against some type of adversity. They haven't had it yet. But yeah, that's how much I got for that. I didn't get to watch too much of game 2.
I got Mavs in 6 too, but I'd like to see Kyrie. I love Kyrie. I just like to see him a little more aggressive. He tends to I don't know if he likes to come on second half, but he tends to distributing the ball. That's not what I like to see Kyrie do. I want to see Kyrie mix dudes and get to his bag early in the game, dropping 10 points in the first quarter and stuff like that. I feel like they're going to be more successful that way, especially if Luka's off. Luka happened to be on second game, and once his 3s start hitting, it's over pretty much. But when he's not hitting, then that's when you need Kyrie to step up earlier in the game, and he kind of waits till the second half too much. I think that's scary. That's the little weakness of theirs.
What you got, Mike?
I'm glad. After game 1, I texted you this pace, so I was sort of regretting my Mavs pick because I thought Luka might even be injured a little bit based off the way he played in game 1, but seemed to bounce back good 2 nights ago. It wasn't last night, 2 nights ago. But I think I still got the Mavericks winning. I think it's going to be a close series. It's probably the second. Probably. I guess I don't know if I'll go second best series because if the Nuggets can make it a series, that would probably be the second best series going on. But Knicks and Pacers by far the best series going on. But I think when it's all said and done, the Mavericks will win. But it's going to be close regardless because the Thunder and Mavs are 2 very equal teams in my opinion.
Yeah, Luka's dealing with a knee injury too. Yeah. So, Clips, where you at with the series?
I'm still going with them young boys at OKC. Nah, I'm not deterring off of one win, off of one loss. That is the one loss we had all playoffs, and it took PJ Washington to go 7 for 11 from 3. Is he doing that in the next game? Hell to the no. Hell no. And Luka went 11 for 24.
PJ's been really efficient on that playoff run. Though he's been one of the best players on the team.
Kyrie due for a game against OKC.
But he not going 7 for 11 from 3. That's not happening again. So if that don't happen again, the game is much closer. Like y'all said, Luka's dealing with a knee injury. He's playing inefficient. Kyrie don't wake up to the second half. I still got this going in OKC favor because them boys play all 4 quarters. They just had a bad night when a player just had a career night, 7 threes in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like it just happened. Chet's gonna have to bang with Gafford a little better, and Lively a little better. J Dub's playing great. We just need Giddy. I'm gonna say JG. We need JG to wake up. You know what I mean? Get the
They,
ball rolling.
they're not giving that boy minutes.
And
Mhm.
because he's a liability.
Not a good
I mean,
matchup for
He
him.
can't shoot.
yeah,
He can't. He hasn't. He can't shoot.
he can't shoot
Which
right
is
now.
weird
So
because
I
he
understand.
didn't shoot too well his rookie year. So I don't know where the
He's
drop
going.
off came from. But
He's going backwards. So I mean, and I understand. Like he got a lot of young players to compete with for a spot at that 2 position. So I understand, but I still got OKC in 6, probably 7. I got Shay and them boys tonight in Dallas. So yeah.
Where you at with it, Jeff?
This is gonna be a good series. I'm really locked in with this series. I think it's just like as a basketball fan, like just really good teams, like really fun offenses on both sides, good defense. So I'm excited. I think it's gonna be Mavericks in 7. I think in the end, the experience of the vets will just outpace what the Thunder are doing this season, and some things that can be taken advantage of, like their rebounding and their size. I think like Gafford is just going to be huge this series against the Mavericks, and I don't think Luca, like PJ Washington's not always going to shoot 7 for 11, but Luca is bound to have one of his games, and so is Kyrie. So I'm not even tripping with Kyrie, like not even like being too aggressive in the first half, because the way that I see it is that the way that Luca kind of facilitates, it's like more in a play finishing type of way, where he'll get you the ball and it's like a quick finish to finish up that play. But with Kyrie, like he's just getting his guys involved, getting them touches, getting them in the flow of the offense so that they get comfortable, feel good within their flow of the game. And then when it's like the second half and it's time for him to cook,
He
like
cooks.
hopefully they're cooking as well too when it's time to go. So maybe it's not this series, it's the next, but um,
If they make it.
yeah, if they make it, if
Make
they
it.
make it. Like right now, you see Josh Green's been playing really well. Like last game, so he's not always gonna shoot that well either. So it's gonna be really interesting to see like how the role players and how like people like Lou Dort, on the Thunder, like is he gonna be always an effective player? Because he's not the greatest shooter either. He's streaky, and in that case, then OKC has some decisions to make on the wing. And will they have to like trust some of their young guys like Wiggins? Will they have to go to Hayward? Or will they have to give Giddy another shot to see if he could be a good like that? That could be a moment right there for the Giddy to be like, I can be a difference maker in this series and contribute to the team. So this is exciting. I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
So we got a lot of teams still left. 8 teams left. No more undefeated teams in the playoffs right now. But who do y'all think is the hottest team in the playoffs right now? Well, I know we haven't talked about the Knicks, but if I had to
New
pick, I'm
York,
going with the Knicks as the hottest team in the playoffs right now. Who
man.
y'all got?
I'm gonna go to Knicks. Forget the Knicks. I'm going to Villanova boys.
I still like Minnesota. I still like Minnesota.
The Villanova Big Three: Brunson, Hart, and my light skinned boy Dante DaVincenzo. Them boys is
Vincenzo.
the hottest
They
boy. They
balling.
hot boy. Them boys is hot. That's college chemistry we watching out there. That ain't just
Now
NBA.
let me
They
ask
they
this:
balling.
do those boys got grit?
They got grit. Yeah, hell yeah, they got grit. Just no
Cool.
grit, no champion,
I think
boy.
they do.
Well, not no bull. I told this to somebody else. I said technically, if we was counting college, they technically would have good of a champion.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
because off
I
of
can see
your
that.
definition, they've been there.
You know what I
Luka,
mean?
I
So they
think they
know what
got
it,
grit. Injuries might ruin their run, but they got grit for sure.
Musa, why you got Minnesota?
I still got Minnesota because of their defense. I like the New York choice, but I don't think they have been tested yet defensively. Indiana has been playing a little bit better, but I just don't. They're not moving the needle for me as far as defense goes. But
Shout out to you, Gabes.
I'm definitely going Minnesota because the offense has been clicking. Yeah, they had the game yesterday, obviously, but defensively, they don't really have a weakness defensively from the perimeter and the rim protection. But I'll probably go with them or OKC, honestly.
Yeah, I'm with the Minnesota Timberwolves too. I like what Ant's showing and how he's leading those boys. He has everybody like confident, playing confident. Jaden McDaniels. I like the veteran leadership of Mike Conley. Like choosing when to be aggressive and choosing when to take a step back. And then Cat is Cat. So I like that team a lot, especially on the defensive end.
And everybody tuning in, man, leave a comment down below who y'all think the hottest team in the playoffs are right now. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you like the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Mike, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Knicks slightly over the Timberwolves, and I want to thank the Knicks because I thought this has been pretty boring playoffs overall, and they give a good game to watch every night. So that's from an entertainment standpoint, I think they're by far the best team. But the Knicks, I'm sorry, the Timberwolves just a slight tier below them because they've done really good.
Clips, who you got?
I told you.
Oh, the Knicks. Jeff.
Empire State Building, boy. The New York Knicks.
I got the Timberwolves. Can't even like mirror like what everybody said, but they're just doing great. That inspired defense is like really great to see. Like just this early on in the playoffs, and I think it's gonna take them far. Like a lot of buy-in, and you just see the growth that the organization has had like over the years. So it's just really cool to see that. But honorable mention to the Knicks. Them boys are really gritty over there. Like honestly, like they're just watching the Villanova boys go at it, and you can see that chemistry like come together in the last 5 minutes of a game, and they're in a lot of close games right now. Tom Thibodeau got them balling out, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen next year. And
he got them. He got them balling out and running.
You gotta stay healthy.
Can someone box out Josh Hart? Like, goddamn.
They remind me.
Watch Bill. Box that man out. He had 18 rebounds again.
Was he averaging like 15, 16 rebounds a game?
Man, he's the best rebounder. He's the best rebounder in the playoffs. The hell, I'm including Biggs.
I always bet over for rebounds.
Yo, listen to what I'm telling you right now. Them boys is playing like. You remember back in the day when Tony Allen on Memphis and they was calling it the ground house? That's what New York is, the ground house right now. That's the dog house, boy. You going to New York? That's what
they also the ref house too.
Hey, call it what you want. Hey,
that's
I hope you Celtics is ready to go in the dog kennel, boy.
They remind me of the IT Celtics.
Mike, we Mike gave to you one. Josh Hart pushed that man Tyrese dribble the ball up the court, and they ain't called nothing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
they let them boys play.
Going back to the Tim Donaghy investigation, the refs have been crooked for years. This is nothing new. They were going to send him as a confidential informant and to do a whole investigation. There was a backdoor deal made.
I would not speak on such thing.
I think that's going to be the title of the next episode. Everything is marginal. That's what I'm getting tired of this
Yeah,
year.
yup. We're gonna talk about how we're gonna talk about them refs too, bro.
Pacers in 7.
Hey, let them go 7. Hell, if it was 8 games, they could go 8 for all I care. Let them beat up on each other while Boston can finally, hopefully, finish.
Get it together.
Gabe said, "How about Porzingis?" We'll see next round. Hopefully, if he's there.
Yeah, I think if this series goes 6 or 7, 7, he might be healthy enough to play. Same with Jared Allen because that rib contusion is more serious than what people thought it was going to be because it's been rumored that he can't even sleep at night because of that rib contusion. He can barely lift up his arm. I don't know what side it is, but yeah,
you can tell they show him sometimes on the bench, man.
He can't even breathe.
Yeah, he looks uncomfortable.
He got what he got again?
Rib contusion. So he suffered the rib contusion. Ribs. Yeah, he suffered it in game 4.
Got hit with an elbow
against Orlando.
He was out of it.
Yeah,
shout out to Coach Finch too.
You can't breathe when you get that. Yeah.
Shout out to Coach Finch out there on the bench with a torn patella tendon in his knee.
Shout out to them, man.
Coach Finch, man.
Yeah,
Minnesota.
man. But 2 games tonight. Hopefully the Celtics pull it out. We'll see. And we got
Dallas,
Dallas and
Dallas,
OKC.
OKC.
Yeah,
I got
Dallas.
Shea
They
for
play at
33.
3:30,
Dallas play at 3:30. Bad.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
Boston's
yeah.
at 8:30.
Yep.
Get ready for those games, man. Everybody tuning in, we thank y'all. Everybody for liking and subscribing to the channel. Continue doing y'all thing, leaving y'all comments.
Bef-
Continue to share.
Before we leave, Peso, let's give a shout out to all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all the young. Everyone's young, by the way. The mothers out
Absolutely.
there, man. You guys
Young
deserve it.
mothers, older mothers, deceased mothers, all the mothers across the world.
Yes.
Man.
Happy Mother's
Absolutely.
Day. Enjoy your day. Thank you for everything you guys do for the families holding down the fort. We appreciate you
Absolutely.
guys.
And we're going to leave it at that. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Brady A. Hey, run that thing up.